everyone, Karen here, and today I'm making a card with a set of dies that just made me laugh when I saw it, so I had to have it. So what it does is it makes mini blinds that are on your windows, but they look like they've been destroyed. And then it comes with a set of animals. So it comes with some dogs, some cats, there's even a bunny in there, and a teddy bear head. And you can make it look like the animals are peeking out through the blinds. Any of you that have had pets know that's what they do. And it made me laugh, and so I bought it. So it comes with two different ones. This one looks like the blinds are partially pulled up. So let me grab this paper here to see what I'm talking about. So this is what it looks like when it's cut out. So this would be the whole window, and then the blind would partially be pulled up, and then you could put your animals underneath, and a cat maybe in there. Or this one is the full set of blinds all the way down with two openings that you can hang animals in there. Now today I'm going to use the cat and hang the cat from the blinds. But there's also a bunch of different animals. There's a couple cats. One has its paw hanging out. The other one, he's just sitting there. There's a furry dog. And then there's the rabbits, and there's even a little bow tie you can put on there. They've got paws if you want to put the paws in the front. There's a dog bone, a little cat toy, and even the word hello and a pet print if you want to use that. It just made me laugh, and so there it is. Now for the inside of the card, I am going to use this stamp from Riley & Company, because, you know, she makes some fabulous stamps that are hilarious. And since this is a lighthearted card, I thought her stamp would go great, and I'll show you that in a second. So let me get started here, because I've cut everything out. So I cut out one of the full blinds, I should say. I have the cat, which I cut out and colored already. Now, when you do cut these out, the center eyeballs do come out. So I just went and glued a piece of black across the back for the eyes. And I just colored that in with alcohol markers. I'm going to use the hello. I have a 4 1/4 by 5 3/4, which is the size of this die. So I'm going to put this behind there to make it look like that's the wall going into the house. Now I'm not going to use the short blinds, so we'll put this over there. Then I have a 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. So it's a 1/4 inch bigger than all of this. So this will look like the frame around the window from the outside of the house. I have a 5 by 7 card blank, which all this will go on. For the inside of the card, I have the 3 by 5 on white. I have a 3 1/4 by 5 1/4, which is the same paper as this brown here. So that will get layered on the inside. And I've cut out a couple little fish that I'm going to put on the inside. Now, a couple things here. I have what I'm going to use today colored, but I wanted to show you something. Now, when you cut these out, they do have some embossing on them. Let's see if I can turn this so you can, there you go, now you can see it. Now, so when you cut these out, you want to use heavy paper. This is about 300 GSM, and the heavier paper you use, the better embossing you're going to get. So yeah, and so then when you want to color it, for the skin inside the ears, I just like to use R2O on the ears, and then I like to go over it with a really light cream color. This one is W0, and to me that makes it really close to the color of the inside of an animal's ear. Now when you're coloring the cat itself, let me hold it up here, these are kind of small. There we go. So you're just going to want to pick a couple spots, put some darker coloring in. You know, a little here, a little there. Then maybe take a lighter color. Let's see, we'll take some of this. And kind of color around so your cat has a little bit of texture to him. Maybe we'll make his ears this color. Come around this way. Just kind of follow the lines from the embossing. I'm going to come in with this lighter color, and we're going to kind of blend this all in. And then I'll probably put a little bit more shading in him, see what he looks like at this point. Come back in with the W5. Maybe put something on his paws. Alright, I'm going to take the W3 and come in, make him a little darker in here. Leave a couple spots lighter. Around his nose maybe. This here would be more of his tummy, so we'll leave that. And just kind of color it in so you get the cat looking the way you want him to look. So they're that easy to color in. Alright, so now let's attach all this. I have my glue. So the first thing I want to do before I glue all this down, so I'm going to take my full-size blinds and the paper that was 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. And that's just a light gray regular paper. And I'm going to decide where I want to put this cat. Now, I want his front paws right here where the blind is sagging the most, because he'll be pushing down on that. And then his feet will be up here. Now, what I'm thinking I want to do is I want to tuck his feet, his little paws here in the back, and bring his tail forward like this. Something like that, to make it look like he's hanging there. But I think I want to put a little bit of foam behind here. So I am thinking behind his head, and then we'll kind of let the rest of the body kind of slope down there. Let me trim this a little bit, it's sticking out. There we go. Right, now you can't see it. So we'll put some glue on his paws. So his front paws, I'm going to put glue on the back. I'm going to take the blind, find the low point here, put his paws on here, and then his head will be up a little bit more, and then his feet will be on the back side. So we peel the backing paper off. And then we'll put some glue. Let's see where they're going to hit. They're going to hit this blind right here, so I'm just going to put glue here and here. And I'll feed his little feet underneath. And we'll see where they're going to fall naturally. So he's going to be hanging there like that. Now to glue this down, yeah, see, now he pops out a little bit. That looks a lot better than flat. And see, even though that's just 1/16 foam, just that little bit makes him look a lot more dimensional, and that he's really a cat sitting there and not something glued to the blinds. And the 1/16 is going to be fine for the male. Alright, so I'm going to put glue around the outside here. And we'll glue down some of these blinds. We'll put some glue here. Spread that out so we don't get it on the cat. I'm just going to stick it in random places. That should be good. Yep, I got a mark on here. Let me erase that. Alright, now I'll just line this up because these are the same size. Line up the bottom. and the sides. Now our little cat is hanging on the blinds. Alright, so now this will go on here. Now this is 4.5 by 6, so it's going to have a little border all around it. This will make it look like the frame around the window. I mean, you could even put a piece of acetate over the top of this and recess it into a card. That would really make it look like the cat was in a window. That would be fun. But yeah, I just saw this set and it made me laugh. Okay. So now this is going to go on here. Now I have hello. So I think I want to put this where the sides and the top are the same. And then there's room for the hello on the bottom. So it can either go in the middle or to the side. So let's get this glued down and get to the side where I want to put the hello. Because I also did cut the hello out in a tan, but I don't think it stood out enough. I think it blended into the blinds, to the background too much. Alright, so we want the top and the sides to be the same. So that looks good. Because this is a 5 by 7 card base. So the dimensions are a little different, but it gives you room on the bottom to put some kind of message. So I have hello. See there, that's what the white looked like. And this is the brown. Oh, my hands are sticky. Now I was thinking to use the brown if I put the hello up here. And then the dark color would be good. But I think I am leaning toward down here, so then I'll use white. But you absolutely could put a brown hello up here. So I'm just going to dab some glue on the back. And I'll spread this out with my finger. And I think I said this earlier, but I did buy this on Amazon. Alright, so there's the front of our card. All done. I just think those are hilarious. I mean, you could take the dog, you know, tuck another dog in here, where he's like, you know, looking out. And he's got his head coming out there. But yeah, but with the message I'm putting on the inside, I'm just going to stick to the cat. Because it's a funny one. Alright, so let's bring in the stamping platform. Move the dies out of the way. I will bring in my 3x5. I'll lay this down here. And then I have my stamp. I want to make sure I'm not putting it on upside down. Wait, do you see what this says? Because I love Riley & Company stamps. They are, oops, it would help if I took the backing paper off of it. She makes some really funny ones. If you've never looked at her stamps, they're hilarious. Okay, I'm going to stamp this in black. I do it one more time. I just think this cat matches this so well. I just stamp in the middle there a little bit. Alright, the word older is a little light. Let me try it one more time. There we go. So it says, A little birdie told me you're a year older today. I ate him. You're welcome. I just think that's a rip-roaring riot. Yeah, she writes some great ones. She calls them funny bones, and yeah, they're hilarious. So I think I want to put a little edging on this, just to make it look a little more finished. Give the inside of the card a little something, just like that. I think we'll do that to this one. So you can either tap or scrape. Either way, job gets done. I think the microphone likes it a lot better when I tap. There we go. These will get glued together. Once again, this was a 3x5, and it's going on a 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And I know that's what I do a lot in the inside of my cards. And I do a 5x7. Alright, so now I have the two little fish that I can put here. Or I can even put another little cat over here in the corner. Like that. Alright, so let's glue the little fish down. Alright, here's my tweezers. Might make it a little easier to hold that. I will put one here. And one over here. Now let's bring in our card. And this will get glued down in here. Now here again, you can do it straight up and down, or do it at a little bit of a wonk. Since we have the destroyed blinds in the front of the card, I think I'm going to put this on the wonk. So we'll glue this down. So I'm going to put this in here at an angle. Now we can decide if we want to put the other little cat in here. I think I will, since I have him. And our little cat will go there. Now as you can see here, I didn't put any black behind this cat yet. So I'm just going to take my very thin 0.05 art liner pen, and I'm just going to color in his eyes. And we'll color in his nose. I had not colored in his nose. There you have it. Quick, easy birthday card that's going to make people laugh that has pets. Because who hasn't had a cat climb on the blinds like that? So I hope you enjoyed this card. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to my channel. And until next time, stay crafty.